weekly check-in, the week of March 6th, or 7th. I don't know what day you start your week on. So here are some questions for self-reflection and self-coaching. What went well last week and what didn't go quite as planned? I'm always distracted by the birds. So what went well last week? I had a great week of coaching, so I'm excited about that. I had some really amazing hikes to places I've never been before, on trails I've never been, like that section of the trail, so that was pretty amazing. I built up my capacity and hiked longer than usual, and I started adding some videos to YouTube and to my personal website. So YouTube is just at Darby Calm. I don't know if it's at on YouTube, but it's Darby Calm, and my personal website is darbycalm.com. So if you ever miss anything here on Instagram, you can find stuff there, and share it with people if it resonates with you. And what didn't go well last week is I never feel like I'm making enough progress, but I think that's something I'm unlearning as I get older and wiser, is the idea of like imposter syndrome and being uber productive all the time. It's just something society has made up and put on us, and I don't think it's necessarily true that we have to be super productive all the time, or even say like, I want to decide what I work on and how I get it done and what amount of time it takes me, not what the mass majority of people are doing. And I come from an education background, so I am very conditioned to work for free. So unlearning being on and productive all the time is taking a bit of work on my part, and I am aware of it. So even though it didn't go as planned, like, I'm mentally reminding myself that maybe it did. Okay, so top 3 priorities this week. What am I going to give my time, energy, and attention to? I am going on a retreat next week, so obviously wrapping up my planning and logistics for that. Always self-care, which includes meditation, breathing exercises, hiking, being outdoors, journaling, doing yoga, and really just staying consistent with some of the habits and routines and work things I've given to myself. And I always like to get my vehicle looked at before a long trip, so I need to... Can you hear that? It almost sounds like a squeaky toy. Yeah, I need to make sure I get my truck looked at before I go on a long trip. Next question. What do I really need out of this week, and how am I going to build it in? That could be more quiet time, more social time, wrapping up a project. So for me this week, I really need to make sure I'm thorough with my trip planning, because I will be in an area of Florida where I'm not sure what the cell coverage is going to be like. So I need to make sure I download as much work as possible offline, so I can work offline if my coverage isn't very good. I also need to look into places that have free Wi-Fi so I can sit in their parking lots because I do teach class, so I need to have like a backup plan for where I can be on Zoom. And set aside time each day to get things ready. And I'm gonna do this with like just continuing my systems and routines, and then during the flexible time that I have blocked off for my day, I'm going to work on preparing for my trip and working ahead so I can take it a little bit easier next week. So the next question is, what things are you not going to get done this week? What can you postpone? What can you procrastinate on? Just take it off your list and do it later, later in the month. Taxes, like I know I need to get them done, but it's not super urgent. But I also am not going to add anything extra to what I'm currently doing, other than getting ready for the trip. What do you want to try out this week that is new to you? So I've been section hiking the Ocean to Lake Trail, and I would like to hike another section of it this week that I haven't necessarily been on yet. I'm not sure where that's going to be, but I'm aiming for a section that'll be like between 8 and 10 miles. Maybe in Corbett or maybe in Dupuis. I'm not sure yet. There are ibis flying. It's really pretty. Where do you want to build in rest, reset, recovery, and or reflection? So for rest, I'm trying really hard to keep consistent sleep and wake times. It just helps me feel a lot more regulated. It makes it easier to get up in the morning. And reset, I think, is just something I'm going to do through meditation and journaling and all the self-care that I do. Recovery, I'm looking forward to active recovery through things like hiking or being outdoors. And reflection is also journaling, which I have been doing in the morning, but I'm also going to be doing it in the evening before bed as a way to wind down. And the last question is, who are you thankful for this week, and how do you want to show or tell them that you are grateful for them? And I got to reconnect with a friend that we haven't been able to touch base for a few months just because life has been so hectic, and we each had our own heavy things going on. So it was wonderful meeting with her in Zoom. She doesn't live in my area, so we had like a video call. It was so restorative, and I'm gonna make an extra special effort this week to find like just a beautiful picture that I take out of the woods of a flower or something, and I'm gonna text it to her and let her know how much she means to me. So that is my weekly check-in. The questions again are: what went well this week? What didn't go well? What are your top 3 priorities? What do you really need out of this week, and how are you going to make space for that? What can you postpone and do another week? What do you want to try that's new to you? Where do you want to build in rest, reset, recovery, or reflection? And how do you want to tell somebody that you are thankful for them, or show them that you're grateful for them? I will put these reflective questions and then I'll type them out so that you can spend some time reflecting on them on your own or journaling about them if you want to. And let me know what good things you have planned for this week, what bright spots you have. Okay? Take care.